So you are really welcome to Mission Administrator Sylvester, your number one host, the guest of honor, the number one great creator, live creation with what I can use here. As you even look, watch, or carefully perceive this or visualize, we have what? The name already showing on the pink sheet. Like I have on Electoral Commission pink sheet. That my name with my signature and my phone number already well known. My phone numbers are well known in the nation, so I don't think somebody should have it and then you, the nation, leave any other wrong person to use it. The name Sylvester Kwesi Bekwe is every wonderful creation around myself, which is myself. So we are talking about what? This very part of the conversation that highlights so much during the creation that I invited you to see how I have to create and to make sure we get it right through. I'm the only one with a virgin that show you even this color that we came out with can tell you a realm or a spirit that is indeed highlighting what we need to talk about. That a world that existed before Garden Eden, or garden you want to say for Eden. So a world that existed before Garden of Eden or Garden Eden. I dare you, we can travel anywhere and we'll do this. No matter what. If I travel out the midst of what the enemies or the troublesome, you will see it as always been not the spirit of them. They are the ones whose spirit were the spirit of lies. They are the what? Azazels. They are the spirit of Azazels. That's why you see their foot, flat foot, or you have they have the mouth of what? Like a donkey. You are seeing them like a donkey or cow. Big head. They have nothing to offer you. So let's trail quickly on Mission Administrator Sylvester and Spirit Holy Virgin's Heavens as we have it on any other platform. You want to say that my content stream. I have no charity home with a phone number or an account open for any of them. I have many account numbers. If there be any opportunity open, I will have to receive it with my own name. Nobody go there on my behalf to say he's in a mission with Mission Administrator Sylvester. So you have to be very careful, conscious about these names. Being very conscious, careful about the names and who comes in the person of my image. I can only have people from US that I can say that really they have an honor of meeting with myself, and I mention them, and even they are on my channel. You see them on my channel, but only the wise people will know it. And their names and the family tree, and then you can say that. So I have just one thing. Myself being single means holy. Single means behold. That is the word of the Lord. That is in the well outcome of what? Light and many archangels and supernatural. What I cannot say, you and I agree to do is this creation first before you. So we were talking about what? The Enuma Elish. We'll be talking about the Abzu, the Abizu. So you can say the Abizu. And we can also have the Delman. We also have the Tiaman. And we also have the Marduk, or we have the Marduk. And we also have the Kat, that is a chaotic waters. And we also have NK. So these people, I'm going to talk about that ancient creation. So it has to do with ancient creation. And we also talk about what? The paradisical or the paradisial land or the paradise call. So these are things or places you can find. Now they are very important to this communication that I import to say the Mission Administrator Sylvester on YouTube, on TikTok. TikTok is Sylvester Kwesi Bekwe. Or you can find the same channel, Spirit Holy Virgin's Heavens, on it. I have TikTok like 3 accounts with my name. 3 accounts with my name, with my phone number, all of that. So if you see any of the phone numbers with any other person try to say he's the one streaming in my account or on my behalf, is because TikTok or maybe any of the legislation or the legality of this country is insecure. Insecure to have allowed somebody to pick up my cell phone, my phone number, and my GH card, and my voter's ID card, and they are streaming on my behalf. Then the nation or the leader of this country is a part of. If not, he would have been cautious to say, you can't say, let's press or work on a great one who is a virgin day. That way we count any wise doing, you are not a part of the kingdom. So let's move quickly. As what I'm doing is for free, to only those who receive that shall know that I need to have food on my table or I get rewarded. So let's drill quickly onto the side that we talk of the real art. Now, in the real art, we have also switched to what? Microsoft Word, which is live before you on the broadcast, that before the biblical Garden of Eden or Garden Eden, while mythological describe what? Or mythologists describe what? The prime, you are going to listen to how I mention it. That is what? The primordial. the primordial. And you want to say, oh, pre. So it is actually in the Nkonya language, or the original sound of Nkonya, or the Archangel language. This sound, you want to say primordial, but that's not primordial. It is what? It is what? Pre. You understand it? Primordial or primordial. Do you understand it? That's the original sound. It's primordial. Or you want to say pre. So because we have the difference between A and then E and then A. So this is what? Primordial. Chaos. So they are simply going to describe things here. Now we have it already on the live broadcast that in this at this moment that describe the world that describe primordial chaos. We have also water realms. You know what is different? We're going to look at what I'm saying. This very part that I'm saying now was a slightest change of the same thing that I have discussed on Sunday that we were on course and somebody had to come through. So you are going to write after this. I'll even take that one first before you take a look at this. That you have many of these things here in the original one. Is the original, but there have been slight changes. That if you know who gave you what you are saying, you have to know from the beginning what you were given first. And the slightest change. How are you able to make those two? That you know what we're saying. Like we mentioned what? Many things that you are seeing here, but the delivery will be a little different in delivery, but they will be talking about what? The same context of a people, but once there's a change, or once there's a slight change, it really makes it a change. So in order to even say what I'm saying, let me give you first of all what I have to say. I have heard first. So this is what we have from that which we were trying to do on very Sunday evening. So before the biblical Garden Eden, various world mythologies describe primordial state. So you see that there's a change. To say that is another language for saying what I'm saying here. I am not a shrine, not a god. I am not a person with a home with any idol or stone or rock. On we pour any libation. We don't do that. I am the one telling you. Because if you build it anytime, I'll break it down. I'm telling you that I have not come from the weakness that your parents build your foundation. I am the one who can make it rain without any God. I can say, God, thou art so grateful, because you are full of what? People who are full of another and another fool. And it continues until I say what I'm saying. Until I tell you what am I saying? You will see the fool or distraction here. That is what I'm trying to describe. Watch carefully. If you are not one of them, or if you are not the one who feed the life or who correct things, you know what is wrong to call it wrong. If you are not a virgin, you can't say anybody that is a virgin. You can't talk about it. If you are not a virgin, you don't have no right to cross to what doesn't really concern your kingdom. However, you were once a virgin. You can say, I was once a virgin. That you want to say. But I'm always a virgin. Because I've waited for what? The spirit to return as a virgin spirit returned, which is the Lord himself, being holy. And that is what has led to what I can always say, because they told you from the very time that Miriam, or somebody called Miriam, had conceiving or had conceived somebody they call holy in her virginity, it happened. So she has always been the virgin, and that is the vegetation and nature that you put on. That is why you see myself transforming on my screen or before you what the Lord will show you, so that the prophets see a very beautiful one, or they see only what they have to see. But on my channel, I make sure you see the reality of beauty, which is myself. I've never borrowed somebody's image. I don't wear mask. When I come out, whichever way or whatever you are seeing, that's myself. So in the word, as I I want to say a word, but let's hold on to that. Let me just continue with this. You cannot live with the mouth of people who they stamp like this is a wrong spirit. When they live with you, you will be that corrupt. That's a spirit of witchcraft, and then a spirit of error that they try to have. That is a ghost spirit. It means that they don't have a vessel. They have to have somebody before they are able to live. If they don't have a vessel, they will die. They will have different things. They will die. They will now be in the state of when they have died. Indeed, if there be no light living among any of these people, they cannot survive. Because they were like that, and we got to know it. So if you are not the light, you can't see who is hidden something before you. So before the biblical Garden of Eden, where we say the gar, and then the D, and then earn. That's why earn start with English. So the word English or English or English, that is what we have for this configuration of English. That is what the earn, the then, the DE earn. That is the D in the visual department. So that is the domino dimension with this dimension. So in the ice or Snowden. So there's Snowden, there's the world Snowden, that's west. The west is Snowden. Snowden. And we have what? People that is heavens. That's why the snow itself creates mansions naturally, but to live in it unless you are a super spirit. So the word indeed can say that there are various world mythology describe a primordial or primordial state. That is one of the word, primordial state. And you see the word prime as P-R-I. The pri, what do you want to say pri? Or what do you want to say prime? This is the primal or the primo. This is what we say. That, let me sound what it say primordial now. Now it is what? The prime what? Or the pre-ordeal. Or I want to show you the name of the Lord in this first. What the name of the Lord? So the name of the Lord is that I have not multiplied to 30,000 single person sitting before the channel trying to show you what I am. Because I've never been a liar in the game to say I've fallen short to what somebody trying to talk. You see, when we tell you the war, this is a war. That's why I told you when we begin this, you'll see the war. It will cause somebody that is not known to be that person, yet they are being carried by some of that spirit who are making it impossible for them to even know that they are not white people, they are not what? Holy people, they are not truth. They are just anything you can find anything anywhere and use. For any rubbishes you can throw away. That's how they are. That's why we are calling or talking about a virgin. They are the one who are manifesting because they are with us. They think they are the same person. I don't need them as a vessel to work. I don't need them in any way for anything because I don't send anybody to do anything on my behalf. How I live as mature, I send myself. I don't send somebody to go on any mission for my sake. I have never sent anybody that is not learned to do anything on my behalf because you are not my spirit nor my soul. Your soul is the kind of life you live. The act of what life or act of war is manifested through Archangel and the Lord who created the world. That watch carefully. This you are going to see the pure land where we talk about reality. A pure land with no sickness, with no fault. So the prime or I-A-L. So you're going to look at it. Look, I'm saying what? L. The prime or the L. So we have the names right there. So you let me just leave it. In that state, that also we also have what? Chaotic waters, and we also have the paradisiacal. So we have the paradisiacal. So the paradisiacal. So the paradisiacal. This is also the same word, paradisiacal or paradisiacal, because the word is cal. The para-AI call. Do you understand it now? You see that we have had names. All the things that you want to describe in somebody's language or somebody's religion is just one word. So the paradisiacal or paradisiacal and the paradisi AI call lands. So that we also have what like Sumerian and Daemon, which is what described as a pure land without sickness, or the Enuma Elish, where we have what Babylonian creation epic. Now you're going to see what epics as what the EPIC, where we have what, where we have the Marduk or the Marduk, where we have what creation or the creation. Listen well, this point is very crucial. That where we have what the Marduk or Marduk created what the world from the slain goddess. You have realized that the god have slain another god. So that's the foolishness and then the art of war, and then whichever way you say it, that you describe. You can't just hear without ask or asking for or examining the art, because you wish to see before you can say what you are saying. So we have what? What's the name of the goddess? That the what? This creator Marduk or Marduke or Marduke created what? This what? The world from the slain goddess. It means that they killed or destroyed a god, like they destroy a goddess and use that same goddess to create another world, to create another god. And that name of the goddess is called the Tiamat. So that's what the Tiamat. Highlighting what? Older. Just watch carefully. I want to say something. The Tiamat or Tiamat. So it's a simple word that you want to say Tiamat. Highlighting what? Older. Highlighting what? Older. It is saying what? Older state of something. Eastern tales, highlighting what? Older, near Eastern tales on what? Creation. So they are talking about creation. Now, before you hear what they are saying Garden of Eden, you have to know all this thing before we go and see where they say Garden of Eden is. Now watch carefully. That, what happens in that place? The divine. The divine means what? The double vine. Like the vineyard or the wine. So I told you that we don't have to call anybody divine. It is what? The in Korean language you want to know. Once you know what? The E, how we get it? The E, so there what? The divine. So you don't even call it divine. Why? Because of the language. Now what? We have D-I-V-I-N-E. Even this, where we look at it, is going to teach us or it's going to take us to another world. But let's look at what it means first. It's like the key to that world. Until you know this, you can't get to the other world. You can't know the other meaning or what language they speak. So we have what? The divine. The divine. So you can say the divinity. That's why they call it divinity. So you see that they call it what? Divinity. So the word divinity is what they are trying to say from this word. You see that with this one, I've been able to tell why it should be called divinity. So it is called divinity. So it is called what? Divinity. Or you want to say divinity. But once it is in that order, you just say divinity. So you have what? Spiritual war, which is spiritual conflict. Like different gods having a battle. So that's another world. So until you come out of this world, you don't know any different world. And we say what? And sacred. What we say is sacred is sacred. So we call the word sacred. We have it what? Sacred. So the sacred is there. So sacred. What is the sacred? Sacred trees. So we have a tree that they call sacred. That's what they describe in the Garden of Eden to be what? A tree that you don't have to touch because it's holy. Like they told you, they said somebody called Musa or Moise. That they say where he has got it to on that land is holy, so he to take off the footwear. These are all the kind of what situation that leads to the main function of what language you speak. Now, where you have nobody of the knowledge and language and text and decoding or keys to decode, you shall have nobody, indeed nobody, to say he has been given by the Lord. Tell the Lord that gives that I am the one saying he's a liar until he agrees to the learning and decoding what has really happened. You can't say something has been reserved as a book you learn to read and sound it in the way you were taught and you think that's the truth. It's not the truth. But when you carry that on your tongue, you meet a person indeed that definitely will have what? A knowledge or the dominion of what you have learned already. That means what you have studied in school or undergraduate is an introduction to what? The one you meet, which you say is the one teacher or the one angel or the main angel to the kingdom, which is what? The angel of the word. Because the angel of the word are the ones who made it possible for the one who kept it as a philosopher who received like a prophet. So the prophet is a philosopher. A prophetess, a philosopher, a spiritualist, philosopher. They are all philosophers. So whatever you are receiving or learning in school is a philosopher. And who is the philosopher? The one who receive and bring it, or the one who introduce you to what? Your level of academia. That's why we have a philosopher. So a prophet, prophetess, teacher, whatever, all those angles of prophetic or dimension, they are philosophers. They are not just called prophet to say they know nothing. You, the academic or the teacher or prophet or the professor, you are the professor of what? Maybe a prophet. You are the professor of what? Maybe a creator. You are the professor of what? And witness to somebody's work. And that what you do is every one of them what? Having prophecy as what we say in the what? Is what? Philosophy. So prophecy and philosophy. That's what goes with it. And that these sacred trees, so sacred trees, that influence later what? Genesis stories. You say that right? So you are now with this before you get to the Bible where they call it Genesis. So it is from one angle to another place. So this whole thing has not begun with Moses until we tell you where something began. Well, that existed before you are seeing Genesis. So when you see a sacred tree in a garden somewhere, then you are seeing the same reason for Genesis written from what? Moise or Musa. How you did understand this now. Look at where Genesis began. How many worlds have we begun? Many worlds. Many worlds. Before they have mentioned only one of them, we begin to talk about what? A sacred tree, that a tree that is in the midst of the gardens touch it not, for it is holy. That eat it not, like they said, do anything around it, but don't do a certain thing. That rule is this. However, watch carefully that these myths, now you saw it as a myth, but this time it's a reality because I've made known to you. From where you talk of Genesis and you don't know where or what existed before Genesis. Now, when I mention it, you have to see it as the truth says. When you find the truth, it will never fail to bring the healing. The healing and heal will definitely make, because it will manifest the right name and the exact person. However, before you can talk about these things, you have to be holy, very holy and virgin. You can't say in the name of somebody, you are in my kingdom, you can never be there. I assure you this, that I agree with nobody than the truth, because that's where I fight and make my war. I don't agree with somebody who fall and have somebody's name. All this that we have suffered in vain. Some of them were because we are already the prince and archangel from the garden, with a January myself, which I haven't said that I was born before they wrote January. January existed in pre-advance, as you saw it as a calendar month or year before I came. So that you won't say I'm the one who came and created what? The word or a month January. However, they say if that be the truth indeed for the creation, I came and I released myself out of what? The occultic unclean spirit and divining unclean spirit. Break up from the mighty things. Break up from the fall of the corruption. Move any poison. I have not eaten poison. I have not been given poison. Whatever I do, we can at least with the spirit neutralize it small. Now, some of the things that you think will take 1 hour, maybe it will take 5 hours or 6, because that is the help of the spirit or supernatural. But it doesn't mean we risk our life to say we won't search for the righteous path to say eating holy food. We have to do that. That's why we cook our food. And if I don't have money, you are the one saying that you won't give us money so that we will cook our own original food. And that, whatever happened to us, hell you. You'll be found wanting and guilty that I'm the one created before the Lord is deceiving you. Watch now carefully. Now this word. So it is that you want to say it's a meat. So the word meat is that when you see the truth, it's no longer a meat, but it will be what? The meat you were told, now you eat. Like the cow, you eat meat. Does that mean it is real that you eat the meat of cow? You eat the real meat. It is not a meat. You are eating the real flesh of a cow. Or you are really in that distraction state. You are not saying, oh, I'm eating a cow meat. You have killed that animal. You have taken life of the animal and you are eating its flesh. So it's not a meat. It is a reality. So you are in an act of vampirism and cannibalism. All this is an action that you are not saying is a meat. It means that you are saying you see the truth and you are deceiving your neighbor. Are you not eating the meat? So to have it called meat wasn't the name than understanding that you killed the thing and you are eating it. But you are telling you I'm not eating it. However, when we ask for the cow or the meat or fish, we don't get it. You have emptied it. Is that not the knowledge you forbid? Even it wasn't available until it becomes very available. So let the map that is wide open as the sun you think is 108 times the size of this